Today, I was reminded yet again when speaking to a friend, speaker, and a coach about the old maxim that we underestimate what we can achieve in 3 years and we overestimate what we can achieve in a year. So, I encourage you to think back to your last 3 years and think, what have you done? What are the things that have happened that, you maybe wouldn't have planned for? How have you changed or evolved? Even if it's been tough, what are the lessons that you've learned? And would you have seen yourself at this place that you're currently at? And as part of today's podcast, to reflect on this, I'm sharing a snippet from the Chris Voss Show. Hope you enjoy.
I had this big vision to get back to where I was. And the next step then was moving to Cairns, setting up my clinic business from scratch, scaling that, and then moving on to this next iteration of my life, which is in speaking and coaching.
And what sort of work do you do when you say you set up your business and practice and things of that nature?
Yeah, so my background's as a physiotherapist. So I wanted to set up the clinical space that I would want to go to. So a space that embraced holistic healthcare, that embraced preventative medicine, where we thought outside the box, where we treated the whole person, not just a body part. So I wanted that multidisciplinary one-stop shop. And I got there over a period of the last 8 years. Like, I've been the Cairns Businesswoman of the Year. We've won multiple other awards. And a couple of years ago, I realized that actually I'd achieved that vision for the clinics.
Oh, wow.
And then it became about designing my ideal role within the clinics. So 3 years ago, I sat down, I wrote a letter to myself and what I would love my role to be like. And it was very much as that visionary, big picture thinker, strategy, but not managing the little day-to-day things. So not being involved in every little decision, not being stuck in the weeds, and not pandering to absolutely everyone. So I really had to have a clear vision of where I wanted to go with that. And over the space of the 3 years since I wrote that down, I've gotten to that space where I've built that role that's energized me. The clinics are ticking away really nicely. And we always are open to looking at services and things like that that will really enhance the lives of our community and enhance the lives of Far North Queensland. So last year we brought in mild hyperbaric oxygen therapy, which is awesome. Lots of people doing great work with that in the US. But for me, it was always about that boutique service. So it was never about franchising. It was never about just putting more bums on seats. It was about having really high quality whole person care. And so anything that adds to that vision goes in, and anything that doesn't stays out.
It's important to have these things lined up correctly. And so tell us about some of the ways you help your clients and help people. I know you do some speaking, but what are some things people are coming to you, they're having problems with, they're having issues with, et cetera, et cetera?
So a big thing I see is around energy management. And the energy management really has three major quadrants. So I work with a lot of women who own businesses, who are over 35, and they've hit this pinnacle of their career, and they're looking around thinking, was this it? I thought this would be different. Often they're still stuck in the weeds. They're still trying to keep everybody happy. They feel guilty if they step out of the business. They feel guilty when they're not with their kids. They feel guilty when they're not with their parents. And so there's this constant almost managing of lives rather than leading of lives. And this is where that three-part structure comes in. We need to look at how we build energy in our roles and in our businesses. We need to look at how we build high-performance health habits. And we need to look at how we build energizing lives. And that's everything from our boundaries and our resourcefulness to our relationships and the quality of our relationships.
Mm-hmm.